Ever heard about those To Catch a Predator shows? You know, the ones where they expose people trying to meet up with minors online?
Oh, yeah, I've seen a few of those.
Well, today we're diving into a case from Fairfield, Connecticut.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was featured on the True Crime News YouTube channel, and let me tell you, this one's a real doozy.
Sounds interesting.
It all revolves around this guy named Jeff Soule.
Mm.
He thought he was going to meet a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, no.
He'd been chatting with her online. He even showed up at the meeting spot with a pizza.
Wow, he brought a pizza.
Yeah, but little did he know, he was walking straight into a sting operation.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was set up by Perverted Justice. You ever heard of them?
Vaguely. Remind me what they do again.
They're this online watchdog group. Works with law enforcement to catch these kinds of predators.
Oh, right. I think I read an article about them a while back. So
Oh,
how do they catch this guy?
Well, they create a fake profile, right?
Okay.
Start chatting with someone like Soule. Then they arrange a meeting.
Ah, I see. So they basically set a trap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In this case, they set up cameras in a house and waited for him to arrive.
Makes sense. So tell me about this Jeff Soule. What's his story?
Well, on the surface, he seemed like a pretty regular dude.
Okay.
He had a LinkedIn profile. Said he was a University of Massachusetts Amherst grad, former insurance auditor.
Huh. Sounds pretty normal so far.
Yeah, and he was working as a Lyft driver at the time.
Hmm?
But there was one detail on his profile that really stuck out.
Oh, what was that?
He called himself a master of puppets.
Wait, seriously? Master of puppets?
Yeah. Kind of ironic, right?
Yeah, that's pretty unsettling.
I know. It's like this weird contrast between his seemingly ordinary life and his online activities.
Right. It's a reminder that these predators can come from all walks of life. You never really know who you're dealing with online.
It's chilling to think about.
So, Perverted Justice sets the trap, he takes the bait, and he shows up with his pizza.
Yep. Ready to meet Bailey, the 13-year-old girl he thought he was chatting with.
But Bailey isn't real, right?
Nope. She was a 19-year-old actress working with Perverted Justice.
Wow. And I'm guessing they had a surprise waiting for him inside.
You bet they did. None other than Chris Hansen,
No way! Chris Hansen was there.
the one and only, from To Catch a Predator.
I bet he was surprised.
Oh, you can only imagine the look on his face.
Yeah.
But here's where things get really wild.
Okay. I'm all ears.
Instead of denying everything or freaking out, Soule comes up with this totally bizarre plan.
Oh, what did he do?
He suggests a marriage contract.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like a marriage contract.
Seriously? As a way to avoid legal trouble?
He actually said, the only thing that can prevent me from getting arrested is if we got married.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
It's like something straight out of dark comedy.
I can't believe he actually thought that would work. What was he thinking?
Well, it seems like some desperate attempt to rationalize his behavior, find some kind of loophole.
Right, like a magical get-out-of-jail-free card. It's wild.
It's a fascinating psychological phenomenon, though, right?
Totally. It speaks to a whole other level of denial and delusion that you often see in these cases.
So let's take a look at these chat logs because they reveal a lot about Soule's intentions and his understanding of the situation.
Yeah, those are always really revealing. What did they say?
Well, they're pretty damning. In his conversations with Bailey, Soule repeatedly admits that he knows she's only 13
Oh, wow. So he's fully aware.
and that what he's doing is illegal.
And he still went through with it?
Yeah, there's one message where he even says, the only way the police would know is if someone saw us together or you told them.
Ugh, it's awful. He's like trying to manipulate her into staying quiet.
Exactly. Classic predatory behavior.
So we've got this seemingly average guy with a secret life, caught red-handed, trying to weasel out with a marriage contract.
It's nuts, right? So what happens next?
Well, that's where things get even more interesting. We got to take a closer look at his interrogation by the police.
See how he tries to justify his actions?
Exactly. So this interrogation, right, it's like a textbook example of denial and deflection.
Yeah. So Cool tries to play it all down, like he just wanted to hang out with Bailey.
Just a friendly visit, huh?
Yeah. He actually said, I wasn't going to have sex with her unless it was legal.
Like there's some kind of legal loophole for that.
Right. It's almost laughable, if it weren't so disturbing.
He's totally twisting reality, trying to make himself look like the victim here.
Yeah, and he even tries to downplay Bailey's age, too.
What'd he say?
He's like, she said she was 14.
Oh, so now it's 14.
But the detective's having none of it.
Oh, right, because even if she was 14, he's the adult.
Yeah, he should know better. And get this, his reaction to being caught is just surreal.
What, did he, break down.
He asks if he could eat his pizza first.
No way!
Before answering any question.
He's got to be kidding. So casual about the whole thing.
I know, right? Like he's totally detached from what's happening.
Probably some defense mechanism, blocking it all out,
Yeah. But as the interrogation goes on, the facade starts to crumble.
You start to see the real him.
You see glimpses of the real Jeff Soul, this manipulative guy who was ready to take advantage of a young girl.
And the detective's really good.
Oh yeah, totally. Picks apart Soul's excuses and shows how his story doesn't add up.
It's good to see law enforcement holding these guys accountable.
Yeah, and they find more evidence, too.
Oh, really? What else did they find?
A sex enhancement pill in his car.
Oh, okay, so much for just hanging out.
Right. Definitely not planning a pizza party.
That kind of shuts down his whole defense,
Yeah, just proves his intent. Backs up the chat logs and everything.
So, what happened? What was the outcome?
Pizza goes in the trunk of a police car. Soul gets booked, fingerprinted, the whole 9 yards.
So they arrested him.
Charged with 3 felonies, actually. Attempted second-degree sexual assault, risk of injury to a minor, and enticing a minor by computer.
Wow, those are serious charges.
Yeah. Soul's case is definitely a wake-up call. Shows just how dangerous things can get online.
It really makes you think, what makes someone do this kind of thing?
Like, what's going on in their heads?
It's a complicated question. Researchers are still trying to figure it all out.
But we do know some things, right?
Yeah, like some people just have this distorted sense of entitlement. Or they have trouble forming real relationships.
Or maybe they just lack empathy for their victims.
Exactly. But understanding those motivations is key if we want to actually stop this stuff.
Right. Prevention, education. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to protect kids online, and it's going to take all of us working together to do it.
This deep dive's been pretty heavy, huh?
Yeah, it's been intense for sure. Online predators, chat logs, this guy trying to justify it all.
But there's one more thing about this case that I think we need to talk about. Even after they caught him red-handed, he just seemed so arrogant.
It's wild, right?
Like he was more worried about his pizza than the charges.
It's like they're just not in touch with reality,
Yeah. And then the whole marriage contract thing.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
It's like he thought he could just create some legal loophole and everything would be fine.
Yeah, he even tried to tell the detective that marrying a 13-year-old, with parental consent, would make it all okay.
It's mind-boggling. Like, how
Yeah.
can someone be so delusional?
It just shows how important education is. Teaching people about healthy relationships, consent, the law.
Absolutely. Got to nip these harmful ideas in the bud.
Prevention is key, right? We need to have these conversations early and often.
This deep dive has been intense, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We've covered a lot of ground. Online predators, their psychology, the dangers.
It's a reminder that these threats are real.
Absolutely. And we all need to be aware, educate ourselves and our kids, keep our communities safe.
What are your big takeaways from all this? What surprised you the most?
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments or hit us up on social media.
And join us next week for another deep dive into a whole new topic. Until then, stay curious, stay informed.